Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Listen, you guys, we're going to jump back in it again. Today, we're going to be talking about how you have dope products, you have dope services, you're doing so many great things in the community, impacting so many people's lives, families, households, but nobody's talking about it online. Let's dive into it. So today, you guys, with digital marketing, we're going to talk about the reviews and referrals aspect of any business, any movement, any organization, anything that you have going on, a brand. Let's talk about getting more reviews and referrals and how to do so very strategically, right? Because you don't want to overlook the magnitude and the value and the credibility that a review holds, right? So we're going to talk about that today. So if you are an entrepreneur, you have a business, you have something that you're ready to launch, I really want this to be a reminder to you that reviews matter and you should continue to ask for them, and referrals matter, and do not be afraid to ask for those either. All right? So some people may say to themselves, well, I just don't know how to ask for a review or even referrals without sounding like desperate, like, can you, send people my way? No. We're gonna scratch that out and just get in our mind and our head to understand that, yes, we have an impactful service or impactful business and product. And when you serve a client and they are satisfied, they are excited, they are, you solved their problem, you were able to help them out, you were able to assist them and bring value to them, please just let it be known to put it in the perspective that, you were able to get this service and this product. Do you mind leaving a review of your experience working with me, working with our business, working with our company? And they were like, okay, yeah, sure. And it only takes them, maybe 15 to 20 seconds to do so. So let's get in the habit of getting back to it. If you have done it before, if you kind of fell off, it's not kind of in your routine of order of business, put that back in there, right? Because we're going to talk about the cost of not having reviews and the cost of not getting referrals when it comes to running a business or an organization or just in leadership, just making an impact in the community, right? And a lot of times when you have a startup business, a small business, it's sometimes starting out by word of mouth. People may send, people your way sometimes, but it may be inconsistent, right? So we want to make sure that we build up momentum with not just waiting for people to refer people to you, but you're going to ask for those things. You have not because you what? Ask not. Okay. So we're going to dive into the importance of reviews and referrals. Okay. So the cost of ignoring reviews and referrals. So the first one is that the potential clients that may come across your page or come across your business, they don't really trust businesses or, professions or any careers or anything that have little to no reviews, right? Just think of it with your personal experience. When you come across a new business, a new person that's in an industry that you're looking to do business with, you are going to potentially look them up and you're going to see, okay, before I buy this program, what are people that have been a part of this program say, right? So if they have a list of people who say, yo, this program was amazing, this program helped me get results, they helped me to achieve this, I was working with them and they made it simple, I was able to learn, and then I'm getting all these results, that brought you right there. You're like, oh, okay, well, this person seemed to help a lot of people. I want to be a part of the people who have gotten the value that you were able to give. Right? So when we don't have referrals on our business page or on Google, reviews and referrals, they go hand in hand because it's the power of the feedback of people who have worked with you and then them actually sharing that you can help someone else too. So another cost of not having reviews or referrals is that you lose out on the free word of mouth, right? So imagine you have an amazing clientele. You have people that you work with, that you have served. You've helped bring value and strategic impact and just so many results and actually solve their problem. And then they were able to, leave a review, but you didn't ask. You left that prime opportunity for someone to share their experience with working with you because you didn't ask for that review. And then maybe time may go on and they say, hey, well, can you send a referral my way? It's kind of like you want to find the right timing with asking for reviews and referrals, and we'll dive into that a little bit later on. But not asking for reviews and not having reviews or referrals, it's really costing your business, because it's a way that you can have the people that work with you like share their experience, like, and tell people to be honest. Like if I was bad, if I was not, very productive in my service, please be honest because it's all going to help you grow. It's going to help you not make the same mistakes. It's going to help you continue to just be better service to those who are, your clients in the future. Another cost of not having reviews is that you can potentially spend more ads on outreach to gain trust that you could just earn through clientele. Okay. So a lot of times, of course, with businesses, entrepreneurship, you're doing, you have an organization, you can spend times on investing on ads, right? You want to push your information out there. When people see you, it builds credibility, but that's still, money out of your pocket. Whereas if you just nurture your clientele, if you, are intentional about asking for reviews, even referrals, that's a free opportunity because you were able to serve somebody and they could have just, put it on your business on Google. You could have put it on your Facebook page as your business page, and then building up that rapport through reviews. Okay. And another cost to ignoring reviews is that your competition with more reviews. Come on, y'all. We understand, like, if people have two options, right? And you see one, well, oh, okay, yeah, they got 5 stars, maybe 4.5 stars. They got a few reviews. They say, okay, even like when you go on Amazon and you about to buy a product, you could potentially be looking at the reviews before you buy it, right? Come on. We know that we are, we're a part of the investigation when it comes to looking at reviews. So why don't we have that for our small business or our, our product or our service or just our brand working with us, doing business with us, right? So let's not negate that. Let's not overlook the importance of reviews, and even setting up a system where, whether you're on Google, you can get it set up, whether you have a Facebook page, setting up a system where you can display your feedback and reviews, testimonials. We all understand that we get testimonials maybe through a text, like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for, helping me out with this. You truly helped me. You were a blessing to work with. You get all of this feedback and you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, they're great. And that stays between you and that client. We want to make sure that we can be intentional going forward with getting those feedback and, responses and those beautiful messages. Like, thank you so much for sharing that. If you don't mind, just, share a review with your experience with me, and I would greatly appreciate it. Being intentional with seeking those reviews and referrals so that you can build up that credibility yet again through that marketing, just by, your clientele that you already have, right? So a lot of times people just say, when you come across a business or a product or service that you haven't heard about, but then you just come across it, you're like, man, where has this been all of my life? A lot of people just don't know about what is near, what could be in their backyard. If they don't have reviews, if they don't have people like talking about it, per se, in a sense that it can reach people digitally and social, with the socials and all of this stuff, your product, your business, your movement, the whatever you have going on is not being reached to those who potentially are looking for what you do. So having and building up a place where your reviews are displayed and shared, that will definitely help grow your business. So let's just be intentional with that. Okay, so of course, reviews just build the trust and increases your conversions. When people see that you have reviews and people have had a wonderful experience with you, they say that you made it simple, easy, quick, amazing, great results. They receive results by implementing your strategies, your products, whatever it is. That is a way to build up your conversions numbers and build up trust. So let's not forget this, and let's not kind of like bypass it and be so modest, like, oh, thank you so much. No, we're going to ask for a review. We're going to ask for a referral, and we're going to ask for them to share the wealth. Like, we're all in this together to help each other out. So that's what it's about. So referrals, they also bring warm leads who already trust you. They close faster and spend more. So when you have referrals, people who have worked with you, of course, that's somebody that they trust. So if someone that you know is referring somebody that can help you with a problem or something that you need to be completed, you're more likely to like go check them out and like give them a call and say, hey, yeah, my best friend gave me your number. She said that you were really good at X, Y, and Z. Can you help me out? And they know that you bring value. They know that they trust the person who referred them to you. So, it's a win-win when you're, leveraging that trust. Okay. So, super important not to neglect nor overlook. Okay. So when you have, reviews, it increases conversions and of course builds your trust, and it is leveraging the clientele and relationships that you already built. You're working hard, you're doing great products, you're doing great services, you're making an impact, you're changing people's lives. Let's get it out there. Let's put it on a place where people can come and check it out and see if they want to continue to move and do business with you. And when you think about it, if you kind of have a system where people who are newly engaged or looking for a service or product that you're doing, if they have already, scoped you out on social media, they've scoped you out on Google, they scoped you out on your Facebook business page, that's kind of like already like sealing a deal and closing before they even meet with you, because they're going to do their part before they even, actually buy that product, buy that program, invest in that book, or, join your business, join your staff. Right. So it's really, really good. I'm like, I heard like people have been talking about you. Where do you hear that? Not just like around in the street. No, they hear people talking about us on social media. So if you build up your landing page, you build up a place where you can get reviews, display testimonials on how you've changed and made a difference in people's lives. Let's not get away from that, you guys. So we're really going to be very intentional with asking for reviews and referrals at the right time too. You want to make sure that your customer, your teammate, your staff, they are, well taken care of, and you're not just doing that to, get a good review. You are very genuine in all that you do, and when they are satisfied and they're, sending those great responses, it was great working with you. Yeah, if you don't mind, please, just share your experience working with us. Share your experience, with this program. Let it, give me honest feedback, and they will be able to share their experience with you. And then you will in turn start to do that for others. When you had a good experience, you're like, you know what? Let me take my 5 seconds. Amazing. 4 or 5 star, whatever you want to rate it, and then go about your business. It costs you nothing, right? So you in turn, you do for others as you want to be done unto you. So when you have people, you have good experiences, like that means a lot when you leave a review. That means a lot when you send someone their way, because you want that to be done for you, right? So reviews, of course, just improves your rating and visibility. Okay. It increases that visibility. What I'm trying to just bring awareness to is that marketing is so important. And it's a key thing that a lot of people are overlooking. When you're in business, when you're a leader, when you're a brand, you need to constantly market. And there is such a thing as content fatigue, or you kind of just get worn out. But if you're intentional, you may have times where you need to kind of like just regroup, but staying on top of these things on a monthly, bi-weekly, if not weekly and daily basis, you can really be missing out on opportunities. You could be missing out on ways of nurturing relationships and having the momentum being drawn into you, instead of you just, always just going out and trying to get the word out personally. The digital marketing, with the point of what we're talking about today with reviews and referrals, that does a lot of the work for you and with you, along with what you're doing manually, word of mouth. You're going out to network, you're going to do this and that. You don't work all that, and put all that effort into building something and actually doing, your service with excellence to not get that feedback. Like the stamp matters, whether it was a good experience or a bad. Like, where I honestly could, however people want to leave a review, be honest, you know, so give them that openness to be like, yeah, if it wasn't that bad, it wasn't that good, let me know. You know, good criticism, you know, constructive criticism is good. So a tip for getting more reviews, right? You just want to just, of course, ask when you've actually solved the person's problem. You don't want to be like halfway there, or, you know, just kind of like eager, you know, they still trying to, you know, map things out and clear it out. No. Just make sure that they're satisfied. Make sure that, you know, they don't need, you know, anything else. Everything is completed. They're not missing any value or expectancy from you, from which they have, you know, invested in working with you, or even joining your team and being a part of your business, being a part of, you know, just the system and organization and the event that you're doing. That stuff really matters, man. It really, really matters. Imagine seeing a great event that somebody's doing annually, right? And then you see so many people saying, yo, this event was amazing. You want to be a part of the movement. You see so many people saying, yo, my family and my friends came out there. They were, you know, blessed by the event. They got so much value, so much to take away. That stuff adds credibility, and then you're more likely to click and join and register. Okay. But even if it's like a first event, you know, you just gotta, you know, work your way up. That's what campaigning is about. And that's what the marketing that we've been talking about up to date, you know, is all about. So not to get off task, you guys. So a tip for more reviews is to just make it easy. All right. You make it too difficult, or you have too many links, or you have too many, you know, oh, this link not working, or, oh, I can't leave it here. Come on. We gotta avoid that. And just make it easy. Send a direct link that is easy just to click, whether it's to Google or Facebook or even Yelp. Okay. So if you have a business and it's not on Google, my Google business account, you can create a Facebook page that's a business page for your business services, what you do, you know, sharing education, sharing the product, sharing events, whatever it is that you have. It needs to be separate from personal pages, because your personal profile on Facebook is not going to have the option for reviews. You need to have a business Facebook page. You need to have a Google business profile. Okay. So if you haven't done that, you haven't invested in that, like, set up your Google page, set up your Google account. Okay. You know, make sure that you have your Facebook page separate from your personal. Okay. That's so important, because that's a way to kind of separate and really establish that the professionalism and the credibility. All right. So you can also use automations. We've been talking about automations. You can do automations through text. You can do automations through emails, post your service and request it. Right. So however you want to do it, you can do it, you know, manually, but there's automation to make it a little bit easier. There's automations to where you service that person and they're satisfied and you say, okay, great. Thank you so much for your business. And, you know, send them a link, send them an email that's automated after the service is complete. So you can even offer an incentive, right? You be the first one to leave a review. You get a free product on your next, you know, new program. You get a book for free. You get something, you know. It's about really just giving back. this business entrepreneurship, you know, don't be afraid to, you know, have incentives. Give a discount, give a freebie, you know, because it's all value. Their 15 seconds, their 20 seconds of leaving you a review was a lot of value. So don't be timid with you know, giving a freebie or a discount, you know. So make it exciting for them to leave a review. So one thing that I would just encourage you guys to do, don't neglect asking for a review. And if you don't have a system where you you know, have a link to just get people directly to that Facebook or that Google, you know, get with me. I mean, honestly, I mean, if you don't, look it up on YouTube. If you don't get with me, just look it up so that you can have a system that is simple, where all you have to do is really just email out a link, and then they can go straight to your Google page and leave a review. They can go straight to your Facebook page and leave a review. And then even with referrals, that's more so on a, you know, conversation after you've serviced that person, they've been a part of the event, they have read your book, ask for the referrals, don't be afraid, don't be timid. And then knowing that you bring value, so you're not, looking desperate, you're not looking like you're begging, ask for the referral, because you're able to help them, so other people should be able to get the same in their situation. So most happy clients are glad to share. When you think about it, you got a great service, you be like, okay, yeah, I'll give you a review. 5 seconds. Great. And if I come across somebody that does or needs something that you provide, I will be thinking about you. But you got to make sure that you staying up with your marketing so they don't forget about you. That's the part that we've been talking about. Up to date, right? So every 5-star review and word of mouth referral is social proof that you are worth trusting. And a lot of people can be very, very conservative when trusting people, trusting with anything that they value. So the word of mouth and even just having the online mentions and comments and feedback, that stuff will really add up. So, each 5-star review is definitely giving that person more, a breather, saying, okay, they're worth trusting. I'll see what they're talking about. I can at least meet with them. Then you get at least an appointment, and then share your great personalities, share your great value, your product, your service, your brand, what you stand for, what events you're going to have. And then just do you. You just be yourself and you be great. And then they're going to love you. And then you're going to get more referrals. You're going to keep doing it again. You're going to get another review. You can say, oh, you enjoyed my services and working with me. Now I'm going to get another review. Okay. So an action to implement, you guys. We got to implement. Okay. So if you do not have a business Google profile, or if you don't have a business Facebook page, we're going to set that up. Okay. You got to set that up within the next 7 days. Set it up, start from scratch, and then you have a place where you can start receiving reviews online. Online is the key thing. You want to make sure that you have a place where you can just send the link and people can share their testimony about how you've even impacted. If you're giving away, if you're blessing people, you're giving donations and you're just doing things under your business, under a nonprofit, under an organization, a ministry, whatever it is, get that review. Get a place where you can just, hub all of this stuff all in one place, so that when people come and search for you, when they meet you and then they visit your business page, or they're looking up on your social media and they see your business page on your personal social media, it's strategy to that, y'all. They will be able to see that you are making an impact and people are along with you on the mission. Okay, so definitely that's the action that I'm gonna, just challenge you all to do. If you don't have it already, get your business page on Google and get your business page on Facebook. Let's definitely separate the personal profiles in the business and really push your business. Okay, so, and for your most previous client, reach out. Okay, even that, reach out and ask for a review. I thank you so much for trusting me with your, your service, your business, or your hair, or your photos, whatever it is. Say, I would really appreciate it if you could leave me a review. I appreciate, you working with me, and just share your honest feedback, and I would appreciate that. It takes you about 15 seconds. Do that, y'all. Reach out to your last client that was very satisfied and just ask them for a review. The worst thing they could do is say no. But you're just going to keep going. All right. And with your next satisfied customer, make sure to ask for a referral. Okay. So that is the implement action steps that I want y'all to take within the next couple of days. Make sure you ask for a review for your last client. And for your next client, don't forget to ask for a referral. But before you do that, what are we going to do? We're going to set up our business profiles. We're going to set up our Facebook profiles so we don't forget to be able to really push that out and just really get it out there. You got to start from somewhere, start from scratch. But guess what? It'll all be worth it, and you just be consistent and be intentional. More traffic, more credibility, and more trust is going to be built up, and you're just going to continue to grow. But these are the marketing strategies that are a lot oftentimes overlooked, but we want to Stop getting away from the things that truly bring value to your business, brand, your event, your product, your book, your, just anything that you have going on. So until next time, you guys, have an amazing, safe, and blessed Memorial Day weekend. And I will see you guys next week. Take care.